like I'm a new mom all over again. Making your own lattes, wearing leopard robes, sleep deprived. Look at my hair. Yeah, I think so. You know, after you brought the baby home from the hospital and you didn't sleep for like 6 weeks? Yeah, that's kind of like what we're experiencing right now. So I'm going to take you through the whole story of where we are from last week to today, basically the day before Christmas Eve. I already have a couple of videos and footage. I don't know what I've done the past 5 days of my life. Was there Christmas? What year is it? I don't know. All I know is I'm taking care of 9 babies. Then I went down to 4 babies because I gave some back, and now I'm back up to 5, and I look good. So hey guys, here we are later in the afternoon. We'll talk about this in just a moment. We have the 2 mamas. We have Miss Flora and Miss Merriweather right here with 4 of the babies. I brought 5 back yesterday. Miss Flora, the red here, the redhead, she had triplets. She had 3 boys, 3 little bucklings. And Miss Merriweather, they're eating. She had 2 dolings, Salt and Pepper. Salt is white, and little Miss Pepper is down here. She's speckled black and white. Salt and Pepper's here, and we're in. Anyway, but I brought them up yesterday. The mamas accepted them back wonderfully. I was worried about one only because he's so dramatic. But we came back later in the evening, and I told James, I said, that little ginger, we've got, he's as red as, he looks like a little gingerbread cookie. I named him Cowboy. The 3 bucklings I've named after more Top Gun characters, I know. We have Pete Mitchell, Slider, and Cowboy. I don't know, anyway. So anyway, well, the little red one was just crying. And I told James, I said, I don't think he's nursing. He wasn't being rejected, but he kept running to us and crying. So that's why you see now the next day, there's 4 up here with their mamas and 5 down at the house that we are feeding. Now, let's talk about heat lamps. So the timeline of this is literally, it started the day before Christmas Eve. We had 3 babies. That's little Adam, who is doing wonderful. I brought his brother and his sister up here. They were doing great. We came back much later, and we checked on them at lunch, and then James did and was fine. We came back in the afternoon, and the little buckling, we had named them 2 Jim and Scout. And long story short, we kept Adam at the house. You're not seeing those babies here right now. Long story short, Jim got too cold. So I have backup lights to turn on when we are up here. And the commitment is, and you've heard me talk about this many times before, when you have a heat lamp, I'm always with it. We turn it on. We may be here for an hour. So we will turn it on. We're right here. We're watching. We're constantly with it. I do not leave these things unattended. I do not use them in my chicken coops. I do not use them with my chickens in the house. I have different brooders. I only use a heat lamp in an extreme situation like 12 degrees or less, honestly, and I'm with the animals. There was a post I made today on Facebook. A lady, I don't know her personally, but I saw the post in a goat group, and she used heat lamps, and the entire barn burned down. They lost almost 1,000. They lost everything. They lost, hey Co, they lost their barn, they lost their goats, they lost their LGD, they lost everything. She stated they had almost 1,000 goats gone. So it's not worth it unless you're literally sitting here with it. And it's really, really anchored, really, really clean. And you can see we have a zip ties on 4 zip ties. Now this is not what I'm going to be using permanently. I have switched and I have just bought the Premier One. I'm going to try it, but I'm going to treat it the exact same because I don't trust this. I'm sorry. But I know that little babies like this, that's why I had them in the house, folks. So I did lose one. Actually, I'll just let you know right now, we had 10. And now I have 9. And it just, again, goes to confirm, number 1, safety is always first. But number 2, if you're going to have these animals, you have to make decisions. And I'm sorry, some people don't agree with me, but I'm not letting my babies freeze. I don't care. Some people say, well, we don't have our babies till February or March. Well, I hate to tell you, but that's great. But typically February and March are the coldest months here in East Tennessee. That's now where we have our coldest, roughest time of year. Is typically now February and even into March. It used to be into December into January because I'm a January baby and I always had snow on my birthday. Not so much anymore. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to say this one more time. Danger, danger, danger. You better watch them. So we won't even need this anymore. I don't think I'm going to need it at all. Because what you want to do is you want to get the babies born. You want to get them dry, dry, dry. You want to get them nursing. They really need mom's colostrum. See that bug? We've gone from 10 degrees. What was it, honey? 10 degrees? We've gone from 10 degrees to now it's 55 degrees right here. 55, partly sunny. So these babies can handle it. They're a couple of days old. They're being kept, you're really cared for by their mamas. They're nursing. They're up. It's warmer. No big deal. But the others we are having at the house, and they'll eventually make their way up here. Since they were born at the day before Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day, we had 3. You're looking at, a time lapse of almost 3 days in between some of these goats. So what you're doing with a fresh newborn baby, is not going to be the same what you're doing with it, 3 days later. They've gone away from, needing colostrum to regular formula. They start eating more. They're more active. So, we had a lot of staggering on the birth situation. So I know you're going to ask, though, what about the first mama? What about the first mama? How's your new babies? They're behaving? Okay. I know they're your babies, y'all. They're his babies. So here's the bottom line. So we had 4 mamas that had babies. The first one had the biggest babies. We've named them after Jersey Shore. We got Mike, the situation, and Vinny. I don't want to say that she rejected them per se, but I think she was a little traumatized, wouldn't you say, James? It's like she was like, what did I just do? She's a new mom. Big surprise there. And guys, I'm telling you, when you get into it being like 15 degrees and mom's not sure what she's supposed to do, you scoop the babies up, you take them to the house, and you take over as best you can until you are confident that she can handle it. So those were the first 2 babies. Then we had the other 3, the next 3 that we've talked about, Mr. Adam, and then his sister Scout and Jim, and we've lost Jim. Again, proves the point of the cold weather. We tried with that one. There could have just been something wrong with him. I mean, if you have a handful of goats, there's a likelihood that one of them could have something wrong with him. So if that's the way it's meant to be, then so be it. God knows what he's doing. Then, who do we have next, James? Can you even remember?
No.
Then we had The triplets, Cowboy Slider and Pete Mitchell. And Pete Mitchell is tiny. He looks just like Adam. And is that all of them? Who am I missing?
There's a girl in there.
Oh, the last two. Oh, see? Merriweather, who you just saw, who had Salt and Peppa. They are our last two. So those are our dolings. So we're a little tired, but it's getting better, isn't it? It's warmed up. The snow is now melted. It's warmer. We're going to be bottle feeding 3 to 4 times a day, but only 5, not 10 or 9. Moms are doing good. So we'll keep you posted on the babies. I'm going to add some pictures. I just started filming randomly here and there, different things, and have pictures. I don't know what you're going to see, because we don't even, Christmas is a blur. Did we have Christmas? Do you remember it?
A long time ago.
Oh. God's good, and so were you, honey. Love you. All right, guys, we'll keep you posted on the babies. I'm just trying to get caught up on videos and updates and whatnots, and we haven't even talked about my kitchen situation yet. Honey, we'll see you on the next video.